7. Okay, this is also one of the first blocks I did. And it has, it's one that it's important to have the same number of stitches on the inside as the outside when you're doing these double Pekingese weaves right here. So the way I did that is just to place my on the line tool here, and I actually drew a line straight across on each one of these, just like this, because then I knew where they would end. And then I did my back stitches, and then I erased the blue with the water pen and went back and did the weaving on those. Okay, so I actually used the, I think I did this block shortly after I got this set, and so I used them quite a bit on this one. The other thing that we have here is needle weave bars, and so I will show you how to do those. I think I was supposed to show you that on block 3 and I forgot. So needle weave bars we'll talk about here. When I tacked this down, these are couched in place. I didn't want my little couch marks to show if at all possible, so I just used itty bitty wool thread to tack these down. And remember the trick of if you go straight across, it'll show. If you go kind of diagonal, it doesn't show as much. Okay, when it comes time to doing, let's zoom in a little bit. When you get ready to do this section down here, I usually don't mark my stitches as far as where they are. In fact, I don't think I marked these pink ones. I just went zigzag, zigzag, because if you were to measure closely, some of my yellow French knots are closer together. But this one right here, I was worried that the bright blue would show if they were a lot different. And so I did mark where those were supposed to go. This stitch it's a French name. I think it's Gouloche. Okay, it's G-U-I-L-L-O-C-H-E. That is the name of that stitch, and that is the stitch right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little closer. Oops, hit the 3 so that you can see. Okay, now focus. There we go. Okay, so the first thing you need is 3 rows of the blue stitches going along. And so I had marked with my tool on there so I could just go in and out and in and out all the way along and it would match. And then you take 2 strands of yellow and you go up through and down through and up through and down through, and then the opposite direction. And you have to do that twice or do 2 strands at a time to get that look. So that is what that stitch is. All right, let's zoom back out and talk about how to do the green right here. There's 2 different greens in here. You should have 2 different greens that you do it with. This is a closed fly stitch, and the way that I do these is to mark. Okay, what I do is mark down the middle and where I want that leaf to go, like this, okay? And then I do my first fly stitch right up close like this. Then I do the next one right after it, and right after it, and right after it, so that I take as short of a stitch here as I can, and I keep these 2 as close as I can each time. And that's how I fill in all of the space. So you can see that sometimes they're next to each other, sometimes there's a slight gap, but you can also see those fly stitches, how short those tails are on it. When I get to the bottom here, it's a chain stitch that I have then whipped in place. And so I drew all of the shapes that I wanted, because I believe that if you draw the shape first, that will help you stay as far out as you're supposed to be when you do it. And yeah, that is how I make those leaves. Okay, back to the needle bars. Do the same thing that we did as in block 3 for the needle bars, but the difference on this one is, and I needed to point this out, on this end, my needle weave bars are far apart, and on this end, they're close together, so that I would get that kind of long triangle look that would look like rusty hinges. Okay, we will see you in block 8.